Hello no one, and welcome back to Reading SCP Files. I just recorded the alt readings, I guess, I don't know what to call them, for basically all the other pages on the SCP Foundation that aren't the SCP files themselves, and what I plan to do with those. I feel like I explained it horribly in the video, but basically, I'm gonna read some shit. That's all you really need to know. So, that being said, we're not worried about that, because this time we're worried with the, I want to say djoric-dmatix? Because I'm not entirely sure if the D is actually pronounced. I feel like the Yorick part of it is European of some sort. It's 36. We don't need to worry about who proposed the damn thing, because that, I don't think those are real words. I don't even think that's a name. I think that's just fucking made up, which languages actually are, so. Whatever, it's 36, we don't need to worry about who proposed it. I mean, why worry when we have our good friend as a guest, once again, Foxmo. Oh god. He's become too powerful. You can say the N-word. I was actually about to throw this at the wall. Like, I had this fucking primed and ready. Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna put that down. Two things popped in my head just in time. One was the fact that I would have to clean that mess up. And the other was the fact that I bought it like 2 fucking days ago. I'm not afraid to commit to a bit, but I don't have to commit if I don't even start it. Well, I guess I technically did. Fuck it, I'm not committing to that one. It doesn't matter. You know, part of me says that I take too long to get through these intros, and then there's the other part of me that's just like, that's the entire point of the channel. So, I'm not stopping doing that anytime soon. I'm so sorry. Anyways, this is, once again, 36, proposed by whoever the fuck that is. I'm not even going to attempt it again. And, of course, it is item number SCP-001. An object class is humanoid. Oh, it's separated the object class in threat level. Okay. Threat level is green and circumstantial red. Fuck. So I made the executive decision to just fucking assume what those are. So I'm guessing that is safe and circumstantially Keter. Possibly? I don't know. I'm pretty sure these are people, so I know it includes people, but I don't know what the people actually do and what importance they are, so it's time to find out again. And hope I don't die along the way. Oh wait, containment class is Euclid. What? It's amazing how far just reading the slight bit more can fucking get you. I'm pretty sure I've proven that many times on this channel alone. God fucking damn it me! Anyways, special containment procedures. Instances of SCP-001 are to be contained within standard humanoid containment modules. Under no circumstances are any instances of SCP-001 to be stored at the same site, allowed to interact in any manner, or to be made aware of information regarding other members of the group. Personnel assigned to any single SCP-001 subject are not to be made aware of the other instances of SCP-001, or the connections among them. It's either every single one of them is pretty fucking powerful enough to be like, yeah, that could be a 001 thing, or they're just not, and that would cause people to get interested in the first place, being like, hey, there's probably other shit going on with them. Read a bit more before you speculate, you dumbass. You just learned this lesson. SCP-001 subjects are not to come into direct contact with any other anomalous items outside of approved testing. Revised, redacted, or 20 redacted. My bad. God, gotta get the details right, am I right? 05 Special Order A-1130-X. I don't know that formatting, so we're not gonna worry about it. In light of the events resultant in SCP-001-05's death. Okay, so I'm guessing it is people. Most likely. The use of SCP-001 subjects in the neutral... Well, it did say, like, humanoid containment. Well, humanoid doesn't mean human. It just means, like, it's got the body type of a human. You know, 2 legs, 2 arms, a head, possibly a dick. At least a hold the fuck, because we're all fucking degenerates. Something like that. The last part might just be me, but oh well. The use of SCP-001 subjects in the neutralization of anomalous objects is hereby prohibited. Okay, so prohibited to me sounds like it's saying that's allowed. Because when I think pro, I mean good. So, my mind always fucks that up, but oh well. All care is to be taken to keep SCP-001 subjects alive and unharmed. Recovery and containment of SCP-001 subjects is to be considered highest priority in the case of a death event. Ouroboros protocol is to be initiated as soon as possible. Ouroboros protocol. That's another 001 proposed. That might be an alt-page I read at some point. I know it might be a cake class another world scenario, maybe? Possibly. No. Description. SCP-001 is a group of 36 individuals, designated SCP-001-01 through 036. There is no apparent pattern in terms of ethnicity, gender, age, or religious affiliation amongst these subjects. SCP-001 subjects display no anomalous properties of their own. However, any anomalous item, entity, or property brought into close proximity with an SCP-001 subject will be greatly modified from its original properties. Most often, this will result in a lessening or total nullification of anomalous properties. Those properties, if not nullified, will be changed so as to display consistency between objects of similar properties. All of these effects are instantaneous and will occur without any input from the subject. The area of these effects will expand in when multiple SCP-001 subjects are brought together, as well as the intensity of changes. Multiple 001 subjects are capable of nullifying anomalous effects without being aware of the presence of said objects. Okay, I'm guessing that if they were all to be together, then the area of effect would pretty much be the entire world. Possibly. That being said, why wouldn't they just use that, actually? Because they're trying to protect the SCPs, or at least, like, protect humans from the SCPs, and protect the SCPs from getting in the hands of humans. But why wouldn't they just use this to get rid of all SCPs? All of the subjects of SCP-001 seem to be instinctively aware of information regarding other 001 subjects. Generally, the total number of the group and details of between 1 and 3 individuals. This knowledge is vague, making locating uncontained subjects difficult. The death of a 001 subject will result in the manifestation of multiple anomalous entities and phenomena in the area. These manifestations will be of such a scope that traditional containment measures are unfeasible, and will result in significant casualties and collateral damage. So when they're alive, they stop the SCPs, but when they die, they create them. Quite the spectrum there. Contained 001 subjects have claimed that this is a result of the deceased individual's absence, letting things through, and that further events will be more severe as time progresses. In addition, contained subjects have claimed that any deceased individuals will be replaced by a newborn bearing the appropriate properties. No such individuals have been located yet. So at least they come back eventually. See document 001-EX for a list of notable modifications to items by 001 subjects. A full listing of all nullifications may be found in document 001-N. So they're essentially Euclid by being alive, but Thaumiel in terms of what they do. Is it Thaumiel? Thaumiel? Probably Thaumiel. Theorize after you get all the information, you dumbass. Addendum 01. Known members of the SCP-001 group are as follows. And then there are a lot of them. We got, 94, 88, 91, 97, 101, goddamn, 39, 52, 5. 31, 28, 45, 14, unknown, and 23. Those aren't all of them. Why? Let's see, most of them contain one is deceased, which is unsurprising. Subject died in containment. See incident report 001. For further details, yes. Undo status to prevent death. Makes sense. Identification code tattooed on left forearm. Okay. I was pregnant at time of containment. Child born without incident. Currently under Foundation watch. When did they contain her Had to have at least been before her 40s, so she'd been there a long fucking time. God damn. Subject was British Army nurse, recorded as dead in 1943. Their cover-up. First subject to disclose information regarding other subjects to the Foundation. Let's see, originally recovered from a hostel in Budapest. Subject escaped containment 8 days later during breach at Site 90. Current whereabouts are unknown. In possession of GOI-16, the Horizon Initiative. I'm not going to read that right now. I think I did that during the first series, but I'm not going to do that right now. That's going to be a separate video, eventually. In possession of unknown individual or group. No family members have been located, but they know of them. They know their age. They know they're Russian, so... The Horizon Initiative, again, for 2 more. SCP-001.10's family was present during its recovery. The eldest son offered armed resistance to Foundation personnel, despite 011's objection, and was neutralized. Fuck. A remainder of the family administered Class A amnestics. Damn. Subject was killed by member of GOI-03, the Chaos Insurgency. I think that was also one that I looked up. During the recovery effort. See incident report 001-12/RC/EX. I'm probably eventually just going to start saying the fucking number as an actual number instead of 001, but oh well. It's interesting saying it like this. Possibly, I don't know. Maybe 1295 would be a bit fucking much, but oh well. Was recovered by Foundation personnel after contact had been made between the subject and 1295. Click the link! Not yet, I must contain myself. There's no SCP Foundation for me. And if there was, it wouldn't be able to contain me. Anyways, Addendum 02. SCP-001-01 through 05 were initially recovered on redacted 1944 in Jerusalem during investigation of supposed miracles and other anomalous events in the area by the HMF SCP. Whatever that stands for, that's probably a group of interest, possibly. 01 through 05 were found in the care of 3 individuals, classified as person of interest 1458, 1459, and 1460. Said individuals possess possible ties to the group of interest, the Horizon Initiative, and may have had a hand in its founding. The recovery effort was hindered by factional fighting within HMF SCP. That has to be a group of interest. Most likely a group of interest, I should check that. HMF SCP. Herman Fuller, Circus of the No, that doesn't tell me anything. That's just the fucking game. That's a person. What the fuck? Who? After a bit of searching, I've come to the conclusion that I have no idea what the fuck that is and probably won't for a while. Where the fuck was I? SCP-001-01 was severely injured in the resulting firefight, but was successfully stabilized and recovered along with the other subjects, and passed into the jurisdiction of the Preservationist faction. The individuals responsible for sheltering the 001 subjects fled during the fighting and were not able to be apprehended. Interview log 001-11-02. So I'm assuming this is with 11. Oh no, it's 05. So the 11th interview, but second stint, I guess? Maybe? I have no fucking clue. The following interview with SCP-001-05 was recorded on Redacted 19 Redacted. Alright. Dr. Redacted. Oh boy, here comes the bad voice acting. You spoke last time of having a specific purpose. Could you please explain? I'm here to help set things right. Go on. The world is broken, Doctor, and my brothers and sisters and I are here to heal it, to gather together and prepare the way for what is to come. The process has already been set in motion, though regrettably, there have been some setbacks. Please explain. 001-01, he was the one to gather all the rest. With him now hovering between life and death, that duty falls to us, but we know only glimpses of a few others in our number. It is enough. You don't fear for his safety? Death is just another part of what is meant to be. It's nothing to fear. Admirable view of things. How did you learn of your purpose? I had a dream. Portent, prophecy, hallucination, call it what you will. It planted a seed in my head. An intuition, you might say. It was the next day I met 01. Can you describe the dream? There was a man in rich clothing, like a king or emperor. He kept saying, "Where's my tailor? Where's my tailor?" and pacing back and forth. Each time he asked it, another voice would answer, "He is close now. He is close at hand." But he did not arrive. The man became more and more upset, and as he paced, moths came and landed on him, and began eating at his clothing. His robes began to fray and rot as more and more moths landed on him, and some even bit his skin. But then, the doors opened, and there arrived not one tailor, but dozens, led by the most masterful tailor in the kingdom. The king was overjoyed, for he knew he would be saved from the moths that tried to consume him. I woke up then, and I knew. He found me, and I followed him. If you'll pardon the dramatic phrasing, when all of you come together, the world will end, correct? Doctor, the world has already ended. This was to be the last war. The world's time has come and gone. It is stretching thinner by the day until there will be nothing left but the moths. But there is still some time left. We can find each other on our own. And when that happens... Quiet days, Doctor. Quiet days in peace. So that would explain why they don't put them together. They nullify effects of other SCPs. But if they come together, just the area of those that affects expands. The intensity changes. So it'd essentially be the difference between changing, like, the skeleton key versus possibly changing existence itself. Is this implying that the Earth itself is an SCP? Or at least just an anomaly? I mean, that would make sense, actually. Because, like, the Earth is the only one that has life, at least confirmed life, in the entirety of fucking space. Like, we found many other planets that are similar to Earth, but we haven't found any life, so I feel like that's what that's implying. Can't wait to be told that's completely wrong later. Oh well. We got 4 links. How long are these? Not too long by the looks of it. Oh, that much longer than I thought they were. Okay. In due time. Incident report 001-05-EX. Security Mematic. What sword shall you choose? Do the other ones have? Yeah, they do. So, don't know what they mean, but oh well. Date is redacted, 19 redacted. Location is Site 128. Coordinates redacted. Event type is LK. Localized crisis. Description. Event occurred upon the death of 05 at 10:12 p.m. local time. MTF squads stationed at Site 41, 98, and 203 were deployed in response. Liquidation protocols for all items within Site 128 were authorized at 10:15 p.m. Resultant anomalies. UAP redacted. Self-replicating substance similar in composition to clay. Upon contact with a vertebrate organism, the substance would mold around the host, overriding the host's behavior. Without nearby hosts, substance would spread along ground or coalesce into large masses. UAP redacted 2. 8-winged entity with avian encephalopodon? I know what a cephalopod is. Oh, it's like an octopus thing, so it's a flying octopus. Oh god, that's terrifying. I'm measuring 70 meters in wingspan and 45 meters tall. Fuck, I don't know what those actually are in feet, but I know that's a lot. Alright, let us see. That is 229 feet. What is the largest plane in the world by chance? Boeing is like the largest passenger thing, I think, so 211. Bigger wingspan than that? Fuck, okay, what's the largest plane? Antonov AN225. It's European, I definitely know that, but I can't tell. Our world's largest plane destroyed in Ukraine. Oh, has been destroyed during the Russian invasion. You motherfuckers! So it was Ukrainian or something like that. Oh, wingspan, let us see. That is 290 feet. Fuck! 45 meters tall. Okay, 45, let's just get a good idea for that. 147, that thing is fucking massive. What's the height comparison on that one? Alright, once again, about my height in the 147. Yep, we're back to Attack on Titan. They're not as large. Because the other one was what, like 1,000? So still 147 fucking feet. Okay. Okay, long story short, the thing is fucking massive. That's all we need to know. Let's see. Would manifest swarms of entities outwardly similar to crows or ravens, measuring approximately 3 meters in length. So it's the Birds movie. How many of those are there? I'm not looking that up, because the answer is too many anyways. Doesn't matter. UAP Redacted 3. A series of 109 great... Cubicoboctahedrons? I think that's correct. How many sizes does that have? Oh, is it supposed to be 2 separate words? That would make a lot more sense. Why is it showing me desk? I just realized that. Like, yeah, we've got a shape and then desk. Why? So it's a combination between a cube and this thing, I think, maybe? I'm getting mixed results. How many sides does a cubicooctahedron? Just 8. Really? That's it? Why the fuck would you give it such a complicated name then? Like, everybody knows when you got a complicated shape, you make a complicated name. If it's 8 fucking sides, just name it a thing that has 8 sides. That's it. It's just a law. I don't make them, I just enforce. Actually, no, if I were to enforce them, then I would actually be doing the police's job, but they can't have that. Anyways, measuring approximately 1 meter in width. Air temperature in a radius of 20 meters of the objects would rise to over 250 degrees Celsius. Is there a fucking imperial version of this? I would like that, please. I don't know what that is, and I have to look it up every single fucking time. 250 degrees is 482 degrees Fahrenheit, nearly 451, and it would be a reference. Affected areas would immediately cool after exiting the area of effects. Like back to what they were originally, or... I'm just imagining a cube just floating by, maybe not floating, but flying by at a pretty high speed. And as it just passes something, it just sets it aflame for like 3 seconds, and then by the time it passes, it's just like, oh, everything's fine now. That's what I'm imagining. It's probably highly unlikely that's even possible, but oh well. Objects were capable of flight at approximately 25 kilometers an hour. 15 miles per hour. Okay, gotcha. Not looking at anything else up again because I cannot fucking be bothered. There's too much to read. I'm already over 40 minutes. God damn. 9 reported Class 3 biological revival scenarios. So I'm assuming people came back from the dead and are, like, living normal lives. Why Class 3? I'm guessing that would be the difference between the undead and someone just came back to life. Probably. Widespread civilian reports of spontaneous ritualistic cannibalism. Okay. Anomalous weather patterns extending approximately 110 kilometers from the initial event site, Rainfall contained high amounts of fatal pathogens, including Zaire Ebola virus, okay, E. coli, and variola major. Now let's see, disappearance of SCP-001.10. That's probably not a good thing, whatever 1348 is. See document 001-EX. Yeah. Where was I? Recovery efforts. Ouroboros protocol initiated at 10:23 p.m., completing at 11 p.m. Nice. Protocol was carried out at 97% efficiency. How do you keep track of that? Foundation casualties was 1,350. Items also 27, and estimated civilian casualties is 10,000. People used to live here. Now it's just a fucking ghost town. Okay. Let's put that away for now. Incident report 001-012-RC-EX. That's getting fucking long to say, but oh well. Through the long night. Alright. Date is redacted, 20 redacted. Location is redacted. Islamic Republic of Eastern Samothrace. Samothrace? Something like that. Event type is LK, localized crisis. I should probably mention, there's actually a difference between these, like, block text and redacted. The block text is basically just blocking out anything that is needed to be kept secret because of the fact that it just cannot get into the wrong hands. But redacted information is shit that just is protecting the viewer. Like, the block is protecting external things, while the redacted is protecting the person that's reading it. It's a fine line, I think, but it's there, so it's considered different. I'm getting this from someone who actually worked in law, and made a page on this on the SCP wiki that I read for like 3 seconds and like pretty much skimmed through it because, well, I just can't be bothered, so I'm basically a fucking pro. But you get the gist of it. It's different, and that's all we need to know. Let's see. Description. Recovery of SCP-001.10 was engaged at 7:31 local time. Subject was reluctantly cooperative. At 7:43, operatives from GOI-03, the Chaos Insurgency, attacked the recovery team. 012 was severely injured during the event, along with agents redacted and redacted. SCP-0... like, that's protecting other people. Or... I feel like I should say that differently then. Yeah, alright, I have an idea. 012 was severely injured during the event, along with agents and What else am I supposed to fucking do? I guess I could beep it out? I ain't doing that for every single fucking time. 012 was generally incoherent from this point, displaying signs of glossolalia? The extent of the subject's coherent statements was recorded as follows. You're hungry. You see gnaws and bites and claws and crunch, crunch, crunch. Old food is better than no food. See? They're very hungry and keep getting hungrier. I'm assuming that this is some form of cannibalism. Glossolalia, the phenomena of apparently speaking in an unknown language. Oh! A recovery team was attacked a second time at 8:15, resulting in the death of 012. Fuck. Resulting anomalies. UAP redacted. Semi-amorphous tetrapedal entity measuring approximately 50 meters in height and 200 meters in length. Without looking that up. Entity was resistant to conventional weaponry. UAP number 2. Data expunged. I'm pretty sure data expunged and data redacted are the exact same thing. But just in case, I'm gonna look that up. This is taking a long time to get through this one. But I have a feeling it's not the longest. It probably isn't. Oh, fuck. Okay, so I think the difference between redacted and expunged is that redacted is protecting the reader, the is protecting someone that is outside, and expunged is protecting everyone. Okay then. Spontaneous consumption of individuals by large masses of maggots. Species is unknown. Data expunge, flash flooding consisting of a mixture of 2% chocolate milk, crude oil, chicken broth, and rabbit feces. Oh, you had to add that in? Oh god, I can only imagine the poor fucks who had to drown in that. That is going to be a very bad taste in your mouth if that wasn't obvious already. Reappearance of SCP-1348. Hey! See document 001-EX for notable altercations. Oh boy. Recovery efforts. Nuclear deployment. Authorized by the Board of Overseers at 8:17. Ouroboros Protocol was initiated at 8:46. Completing time at 7:30. That took a long fucking time. Protocol was carried out at 61% efficiency. I can tell. Notes. The Islamic Republic of Eastern Thrace has been classified as SCP-1173 on account of reality instability caused by flaws in the operation of Ouroboros Protocol. Foundation casualties was 8, Chaos Insurgency casualties estimated at 25, and civilian casualties estimated at 175,000. Fuck. Please tell me that's the last one like that. Maybe? I'm we're about to see, aren't we? Oh. I'm now at 51 minutes on the recording session. Fuck, okay. Document 001-EX. Schematic. You saw them walk on clouds of meat. Okay, that's the same for all of them, whatever the fuck that means. Test log for SCP-001/361. So I'm assuming that's the number of tests that they did at the time, but then it's 076 over there. Maybe these are with other SCPs? Yeah, that would make sense, because that slash indicates that, and then there's 1348, so we'll get to that soon. 07... No, it's 173 that I'm thinking of. Okay, anyways, let's actually get to fucking reading, shall we? Don't fucking knock my headphones off. Alright, forward. Due to SCP-001's possible Abrahamic roots and its potent effects on religious-based anomalies of a similar origin, a test to establish if its effects have a wider base was required. SCP-361 was chosen for this test as a low-risk, non-Abrahamic religious object with easily observable effects. Begin log. SCP-001-02 was instructed to introduce a sheep's liver to SCP-361. Strange introduction, but okay. Welcome to Horoscope. Oh, it's you. So it would seem. Well, if you're calling, that means. No, hell. It's time already. Yes. Well, we suppose we should have seen it coming. Traffic has been getting very thin lately. Guess it's time to go. You will be there with us when everything is in order again. Assuming you'll be able to do it. Well, good. We guess this is a goodbye. We know we and your boss didn't always see eye to eye, but we had a good run overall. It's been fun. You'll be there, I promise. We don't doubt for a second that you believe that. See you on the other side, kid. Or not. I can't remember the last time anyone called me a kid. Connection terminated. Closing statement. Following the test, SCP-001 ceased to function. Any attempts to introduce its usual stimulant to it produced only a sound similar to that of a disconnected dial tone. So is it like a robot? I don't know, like its text made me think that it may have been like a, I guess, Western sort of thing. Or at least like had a Western voice, but it may have been a robot. I want to look it up, but I can't do that because that would spoil things. God fucking damn it. Oh well, can't dwell on it for too long because we've got like 5 other tabs to read, so fuck. Forward. SCP-738 was chosen for experimentation due to possible thematic links. No physical description of the entity, henceforth designated as SCP-738-4, was provided by 001-03. Begin log. Well, look who it is. How the hell have you been? What can I do for you? Just a message delivery, Jack. Next time you head back, tell everyone to get ready. The contract is winding down. Are you shitting me? Not pulling some sort of trickery fuckery? How do you like this, dude? Not at all. Really time for the scrap, eh? Bloody asshole, fuck, it's been long enough. What does he have to Reds? What the fuck? You know what? For you, no charge. It's on me this time. Right out of the kindness of my shriveled black heart. Well, maybe not so black. You're killing me here. See, that's why I like you. You always got a joke and a smile. Close log. Closing statement. Contract left by SCP-738-4. Read. It's on the house. -X. SCP-001-03 offered no explanation as to why 738-4 was referred to as Jack. 738 currently displays no anomalous effects when used and has been reclassified as 738-N, which probably means neutralized. I want to look these SCPs up, but I know I can't. Oh, I'll get to them someday, but by that time, I'll forget this ever fucking happened. Like, you know what fucking I'm not doing in voices anymore. I'm not a voice actor. I can't do accents. I'm just going to fucking read because I'm already at an hour. Forward. On the, at 8:03 p.m., as all 4 instances of SCP-1295 were leaving the diner, they were addressed by an individual, later classified as 001-014. Since the containment procedures for 1295 did not allow for the direct intervention of Foundation personnel in this scenario, the conversation was instead recorded. Begin log. Gentlemen, if I may have a moment of your time. Why, look who's finally here. Boy, do you know how long we've been waiting for you to show up? What took you? I apologize. I was only recently made aware of my duties. Nah, don't worry about it, kid. Right here is just being an ass. What he meant to say is that it's damn good to finally see you. Aye, not that sitting here wasn't nice, but a man can... I've said I wouldn't do voices, god damn it. But a man can only eat so many fruit cobblers before he gets tired of them. It's time to get back to business. That is indeed what I'm here for. The time for your ride is drawing near. I was tasked with letting you know this, and asking you to begin the preparations. I was told you knew that you would know what to do, rather. That we do, my lad. That we do. I'm not one to brag, but there ain't no one in the business that knows better. I would like you to remember that we live in different times. This task requires a surgeon's scalpel, not a broadsword. You'll need to be gentle this time around. Blast. I was afraid you'd say that. Don't worry. I'll be as gentle as anyone could ask for. I suspect we'll be seeing you again before all of this is through, my boy. You take care. And to the other 3. Come on, lads. Time's wasting. And we've got a lot of stuff to get ready. Right out. They may have actually been the westernish ones, cowboys, that's the word. I don't know the context of the characters, and I can't look it up, and it's fucking torturing me. End log. Closing statement. Just that's added on to the end of it, just goddammit. Closing statement. All 4 instances of 1295 proceeded to leave the diner. Following their departure, Foundation personnel detained 014 and took him into custody without further incident. No instances of 1295 returned to the diner following this conversation, or were seen since. Fuck? I don't know. Let's see. This is test 001/1348. Forward. Following the death of 001-05, Site 87's Archaeological Containment Unit underwent a Class DK event, dimensional shift. Vanishing and therefore becoming inaccessible. Yeah, this is 1348. Alright. Vanishing and therefore becoming inaccessible to outside access or communication. Following the death of 012, Site 87 returned to its previous position. Upon its return, an exploration team was sent out to investigate SCP-134's containment status, and discovered the following altercations to its workings. I feel like doing it in order is just going to hurt me in the long run, but oh fucking well. All Foundation personnel present on site at the time of its disappearance were absent, as was their personal gear, technical equipment, and food rations. 5 new instances of SCP-1348-1 appeared in 1348's inner chamber. Unlike the previously discovered 1348-1-E, these new instances appeared to be in perfect health. Said instances were found performing 1348-2. The ritual designated SCP-1348-2 had been altered, likely due to the presence of the aforementioned instances of 1348-1. Performance of the altered 2 by instances of 1 lacks the mimetic effects of its previous incarnation. Since 1348-3's veil was now permanently opened, the purpose of the altered -2 is currently unclear. I'm so fucking lost right now. Should I just read it? I feel like I should read it. How long is it? Pretty long, so we're not going to do that. The inner chamber, designated 1348-3, was significantly altered. The decorations in the chamber, formerly all of Proto-Semitic? Sure. Style, now included designs from a much wider selection of cultures, including Mesoamerican, Proto-Indo-European, and Antarctican. But thick fucking fur coats? What possible culture do they have there? In addition to designs clearly originating from a much later period than 1348's supposed construction date. The veil in the center of 1348-3 has been permanently opened. It was found empty except for a series of etchings on the inner side of the veil. He had suffered enough, had carried the weight of the world upon his broken back for long enough, and now comes the end, to his beauty and to the world. Whatever that end may be, know that he is free, finally slumbering in oblivion's embrace. His requiem will be sang until the unraveling. He deserves that much. No traces of radiation were found. Reclassification to Euclid pending. I'm missing out on a lot. Someday we will get to that. Someday we'll get to all of these. God, that's a crazy fucking thought. Someday I actually will. I mean, it'll literally take years, but you know, someday. This is 001/073. Forward. Due to the relative safety of interacting with SCP-073, testing with 001-11 has been authorized in the hopes of establishing neutralization of 076. Say they're related somehow, but the other one's speaking. Okay. I'll begin log. Hello. Have we met before? No, we haven't. You don't look like a doctor. School teacher by trade. No, that's neither here nor there. You've been released from your binding. Is that so? It's been a very long time. It has. Well then, easy way to test it, if you would. SCP-073 turns head, motioning to his cheek. 001-011 nods and slaps 073. Action successfully makes contact. No counteraction recorded. So it is. Have you spoken with my brother yet? Barely. No, not yet. When you see him, tell him that I'm sorry. So presumably, if the binding is taken off of 073, then something happens to 076 in return, and then it just sort of balances out like a light switch, maybe? Probably, I don't know. Closing statement. 073 currently demonstrates no anomalous properties and has been reclassified as 073-N. Observation is ongoing. Alright. And finally, the last fucking one until this fucking thing. Due to the success of exposure of SCP-073 to 001-011, the O5 board has granted clearance for testing to be carried out with 076. 011 was placed in the primary containment chamber, and instructed to wait until 076-2 emerged from 076-1. What the fuck did I just read? Begin log. 001-011 enters 076's chamber, with instructions to wait until 076-2 manifest. After 63 minutes, 076-2 emerges from 1. Upon seeing 011, 076-2 was overcome by a fit of hysterical laughter and crying for approximately 30 minutes. Has he forgiven me? He has. Closing statement. SCP-076-2 currently demonstrates no anomalous properties or violent behavior. It has been reclassified as 076-2-N. It has been relocated to a high-security humanoid containment chamber. So I'm assuming 076-1 is more like a containment thing for -2, and then -2 can sometimes just come out. The fuck? Okay, one more thing, and then we're finally done with reading this, and then I gotta fucking get my thoughts around all of it. Oh, fuck. This is document 001-IC-34, and the security mematic is on basalt feet withstood. The following communique? Sure. Originated within the leadership of GOI-16, the Horizon Initiative. The message was found alongside item E-7455 during recovery on redacted, Route 20. How do you explain to someone that the world is dying, and that only they may save it? We have often asked ourselves that question, during the 60 or so years since that fateful day in Jerusalem, and entertained different notions on the most effective ways to do so. 50 years ago, we were Elijah, full of bluster and wrath, calling upon our less faithful brothers to rally to the 36's cause, using fear to further our goals. 30 years ago, we were Isaiah, seeking to strengthen our less courageous brothers, now with the conviction that our cause was just, speaking of the greatness of our task, using their newfound confidence to build an order on which our goals could stand. 10 years ago, we were Jeremiah, weeping at the doors of the world's great powers, pleading for them to listen, for now we understood that this task was beyond our power alone. And now we are Jonah, and our lost for words. How do we make you understand what is at stake, when the only way you could see is to let everything your organization ever did go for the word of 3 old men? That is too much to ask even of righteous men. We're not yet certain you are such. All we can ask is that you listen. We have seen what the 36 can do. You have seen the way the world unravels around them, but you do not understand why. You see them as just another entry in your great book of diseases, a threat to the wholeness of the body you keep, the world. It is not so. The items and phenomena you keep hidden from the world are not diseases. They are symptoms. You are not keeping the world healthy by masking them when the underlying condition is ignored. The problem is that this condition is chronic. The world is simply old, and the 36, they might make it young again. For them to be able to do so, you will be required to make the ultimate sacrifice. You must relinquish your identity. You are made to secure, we are asking you to trust in the unproven. You were made to contain, and we are asking you to release. You were made to protect, and we are asking you to leave the world vulnerable. It is an impossible request, this we know, but you must fulfill it if there is to be any hope for us. Release the 36. Let them come together. Let them do what needs to be done, and we shall follow. Help 3 old men make the world young again. Don't let it die. Fucking what? God, I'm so not gonna remember anything. Shit. Okay, so just reading through this, from the beginning down to, I would say, about here, maybe? I would say I'd probably include this list as well. I feel like it was going to be more of a speculative sort of thing, like let your mind wander. Because, like, it says, the effects that they have grows in the range that it can have, and also intensity. So that could possibly take up the entire world. So that could leave the question in your mind of, oh, can it, like, destroy the world, or would it possibly just completely save it? Which was what was happening to me. But then you keep going, and keep going. That just got a hell of a lot more interesting, actually. Like, this entire one by itself is really fucking interesting, and just seeing their reactions, it makes me so fucking interested in learning what these ones are. But I can't do that, so I fucking don't know, like, what the context is. I don't know who this is, I don't know who this is, I don't know who any of these are, I don't know what this is, like, maybe it's the fact that I don't know the context that makes this really fucking interesting. Maybe when one day I actually get to them, it'll be a lot more tame, I guess. But for now, this is really fucking interesting. Like, it just really jumped up the list in my mind for this. What's its rating? 600? Why do people, they have their opinions, but that doesn't mean their opinion is right, because holy shit. Maybe there's something I'm not getting, but just, that seems really fucking interesting to me. There are 2 things that are popping into my head on why this could be so low rated. It's either because of the fact that it's just old early on the list and people don't really go back to it once they learn about the other SCPs, or 2, there's something that's just not interesting about it in the first place, or maybe it's just the fact that it's too complicated. Part of me wants to say that this rating is kind of misleading, because this is early on in the entire list of fucking SCPs, because there's like 6,000, I'm gonna say about 6,000 right now, because it seemed like, turn your music down, bitch, because it would seem like a lot of the ones at the end of the list were just empty. I didn't click on them, it just said like no data or something like that. So I can only assume there's a fuck ton of SCPs, that's the point that I'm getting at. So as time went on, this was sort of left in the dust while more interesting SCPs were out there. They became more popular as the popularity of the SCP Foundation just rose in general. And as well as the fact that this is obviously a good proposal by itself, and there are other SCPs mentioned, so maybe the context with those SCPs and what they are, mixed with this proposal, would, like, I guess, raise it a lot more. But because it's, like, all the way at the very beginning, barely anybody remembers it, that's the only reason that I can think of. But, maybe there's something I'm missing? The worst part about this is that my mind is now starting to try to fucking reach with my theories. Because, straight up, I, for a split second, was like, maybe this is a representation of the top 1% in the world and how their amassing of wealth leads to the destruction of so many innocent lives. And I just, that seems like a stretch, but knowing the SCP Foundation, which I don't at all, maybe. I don't fucking know. Why is it so low? There's a lot in the discussion. Oh boy. Oh, they're 2 separate people. djoric-dmatix. Okay, so I'm not going to read all of these because there are quite a few comments, but one of the main things that I'm seeing is that there are just a few small things that are bugging people. There's also this comment from the author themselves, one of the authors rather, that the original version had actually strayed a bit far from what they wanted, so the original version probably wasn't as interesting as this one, but a lot more people read the first one than the second one and didn't realize that it was changed to come back and read it. I feel like that may be what's going on here. Yeah, and it's reflected here. Thought the first one was okay, not great, but decent enough. Alright, I'm not gonna look into all of those fucking opinions because I honestly don't care. I still think that this is pretty fucking good. Can I upvote this when I don't have... Yeah, I don't. I should probably create an account at some point, but oh well. I still think this is really fucking good. It started off like the other 001 proposals, where it would be cool, vague, and it would let your mind wander. But then it just kept fucking going and became a lot more interesting, at least to me. So, like, again, that could just be due to my lack of knowledge on the SCP Foundation, specifically with these ones, and with all of these SCPs, but it's just seeing those interactions and not knowing why the SCPs are acting that way, let alone what they are in general. That is just... I think it's just a lack of information on my end. Whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. I've been recording for an hour and a half at this point. God, this is going to be a long video, but it's a long proposal, so... That's to be expected, really. Though I think the next one is actually going to be longer, because it's Ouroboros, and... Well, I kinda, looked at it, and then it sort of brought up this page, and I was very confused for a second, and then I realized these are links, and then I opened this one, and it came out with this, which has an image that isn't there, and then it has an entire SCP by itself, by the looks of it, and then it has 4 of those, so that might be a lot longer than that one, but we will just have to see next time. Jesus fucking Christ. I like it. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I like it. That's all that matters. Like, I believe that the best games aren't the ones that are objectively good, because there's a difference between what's good in general versus what's good for you. And I feel like the one that's good for you is the one that you should focus on more, because you're going to get a lot more enjoyment out of those. And whether or not this is actually, like, a really good SCP, I don't fucking know. I don't have experience with the SCP Foundation, really. But it's just interesting. I like it. I also don't know if you fucking understood what the fuck I was saying there. But it's just... I really like this, and I don't care what anybody says. That's a long story short. So, I'm going to leave this long-ass video here. And I'm 30 minutes to record. I'm so glad I started recording now instead of, like, in 2 hours when I was... Well, yeah, I was going to record this at, like, 10:30. It's now 10:45, so I'm so glad I started this earlier. Because I do not think I would have finished this in time. Or at least I would have started to rush, but oh well. I'm speaking way too fast, I'm so sorry, but I just like it, alright? Long story short, I like it. This is probably going to be high up on the tier list later. I'm speaking way too fast again. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for watching. I shall catch you in the next one, which will be... I'll probably do Ouroboros all in one video. I feel like that just makes sense, so... Yeah, next one will be Ouroboros. Maybe, maybe not part 1. We will have to see. I hope to see you then.